What is up, everybody? This is going to be video one in basic slides. We're just going to be talking about backgrounds today. Please excuse my non-sterile environment too. The classroom next door is making a racket, which is fine. Okay. All right. Got a new slide here going. All right. Okay. Background right here. As long as you haven't selected anything on your slide, you'll have your toolbar here with background. First thing is just solid color. It is just what you guess. Okay. If you do have a particular color in mind, you can always open up the custom and do your thing. Okay. All right. Number 2, gradient. So you go to background, you go to color, you go to gradient. And they have a handful that are pre-made here. Some, for example, nothing wrong with that. But if you'd like, if you go to gradient, if you go down to custom, you can have some fun. So you'll see here, they call these stops. You have a color here, you have a color here. Let's go over this color on the right. I can change it, and all of a sudden I have blue over here, my pink over here. But if you want, you can add stops in, and you can move those stops. Okay, I'm just going to add a few in. It is fun, and I could spend more time on it than I will here. Okay, already, I feel pretty good about this. We'll change this one. Let's do the purple too. Okay, now watch. As you move these inward, sort of can change the way things look a little bit. Okay, I think that's pretty rad. Now, type. Okay, you can do lines. And we'll just sort of do that. I pretty much always keep it on radial, though, if I use it. And I almost always do bottom left. I don't know why, but I just like it. See there? That is a gradient background, and I made it, and I like it. Okay, number 3, background, choose image. Number of ways to do that. You can just choose something off your computer, of course. You can search if you want. I'm going to type, here, let's try this. I have no idea what's going to happen, but space turtle. Come on. I was really hoping with like a turtle with like a nebula. Oh, whatever. Okay, I'm going to choose this one. It looks like a nice image. Let's do it. Okay, now here's what happens. If you choose an image from that search parameter or from your computer, or if you just upload an image for background, it's going to auto fit that file. So for example, let's go grab something that's more of a portrait. Okay, here we go. Watch what happens when we insert this guy. Okay, it's going to stretch that picture. Kids do this all the time. It looks bad, right? So my suggestion is don't do that. My suggestion would be, if you really want to use an image, to just insert it. And I'll just grab something from my computer. It doesn't really matter. Okay, let's grab. Okay, I said it doesn't matter, but I'm spending all this time looking for something. Okay. Okay, why not? All right, so you'll see here it is not the right size. So I'm going to square it up. and I'm going to pull a corner so that it resizes it but doesn't stretch it. And then I can come up here and press crop image, or I can right click and press crop image. And I'm going to just make sure we get the right shape. Okay. And then after that, after you crop it, what you can do is you can just pull the picture up and down to get it squared up the way you want to get it squared up. Let's say, for example, that I want the keyboard to cover up the whole picture. I don't want any of that table. I can just recrop it until I get it worked out. See, not quite big enough, but almost. Okay, now you don't have a ton of options for changing an image, but I can throw a border on it, which usually looks pretty clean. And if you go over here to, you might see the format options. If not, hit the three dots and you have your format options. And you do have a few things you can do with it. Again, they are pretty limited. I guess we'll just do this just because we're doing it. And then you have a few options for changing the image. Okay, now, if you're assigning something with a background and you don't want people accidentally moving it around, that wasn't even close. What you're going to want to do is, what you can do anyway, is just save this. Okay, so for example, I'm on this slide. I'll go up here to File, Download as JPEG. It's probably going to tell me to. Okay, so we're going to just put fake background just so I can find it. Okay, now if I want to, and go to background this time, and you're just going to know that it's the right size. The quality won't be quite as high when you do this, but it usually looks fine. If you put on a background and you want it on all your slides, if you press this Add to Theme button, it'll throw them on all of them. In a perfect world, that would have worked better. There we go. Oh, never mind. I did it. I have a GIF sitting on top here. It's sitting here. Right? Now it's there. Okay. Okay. One more thing. If you go to Google and you're searching for images, we'll try Space Turtle again. Maybe we'll find something a little cooler. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. That's what we're looking for. One of the best things you can possibly do for yourself is to go to Tools, Size, and put large in, just to make sure you're getting nice, big, good quality pictures. Look at that turtle flying through space. I love that. I want to see how big it is. See, it's actually not a very good quality picture, even though it's big, so I'm probably going to try for something else. How about this dude? Something about that I like, but I don't know what we're going for. How about you? It's got a whole Lisa Frank vibe going. Okay, I could do something with this. Okay. And just to go through this again so we know what's what, Going to go to this one. Going to insert image, upload from computer. I'll get my turtle. I'm going to crop, resize first, excuse me, resize and then crop the crap out of this turtle. A lot of times you're just trying to get the shape first. I don't even really worry about what is or isn't inside the shape until I have it the right size. Okay. Now I can put that turtle where I want that turtle. Okay. Just cause. All right. Now I'm going to go File, Download as JPEG. Okay. Now I can go up here, background, choose image, choose an image to upload. Come on, Turtle 2. Okay, add a theme, and we have turtle background. Let's see that guy. Oh yes, that's not so bad. It's got a not so bad thing about it. Okay. Just because we're here talking, I'm going to show you something else. It might take me a second to find it, but let me see if I can see if I have anything. Yeah. Sure. Okay. So what I have here is a texture. I mean, you can do this with any kind of picture. It doesn't really matter. Whatever you want to use that you think would be cool. But sometimes throw a texture on, go to Format Options, go over here to Transparency, and all of a sudden, it just adds a little bit of something to our slides. Now I'm going to put this behind the text. I don't want that texture on top of my letters, so I'm going to press Control down, and it puts it behind it. Now, if I you could also just right click and do order, bring to forward, bring to front, bring forward, send backwards, send to back. Okay, but control up and down will move your pieces forward and backwards. So now if we look at it, it's not the coolest texture, but you can see it in there. It's kind of nice. Okay. Lastly, you can insert GIFs as backgrounds. Now, most of the time, I just insert the image and just put it in the back. And it's been so long, I don't even actually remember if you can put a GIF as a background and it'll work. Let me just grab one and try it. We will see, and we will see together. Yes, so you can, which is cool. What isn't super awesome is that the same deal, it's going to resize them. It's going to stretch them if you just drop them in there like it's done this one, which still doesn't look that bad. You can crop a GIF just like you crop an image, but clearly you can't download a background as a JPEG if it's a GIF. So usually I just insert the image and make it the background, but you can put it as a background if you want using your background button, which is pretty rad. And just so you can see it, it looks crazy right now, but if we were to throw a shape in here, okay, If we were to throw a shape in here, all of a sudden, it doesn't look so crazy, right? Just looks pretty rad. Look at us go. Okay, backgrounds, solid colors, gradients, custom gradients, images, creating your own images by inserting an image into the background and download it as a JPEG, and then also utilizing GIFs for backgrounds. All stuff you can do. All right, y'all.